Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Rocket Yahweh Rocket Yahweh Sai Rocket Yahweh Rocket Yahweh Sai Rocket Yahweh Rocket Yahweh Sai I wanted to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I was a high spirit wind Levi, and today I want to go into a topic, a live stream, all right, entitled Religion and Cultivation. All right, religion and cultivation. All right, the beauty of it. All right, the excellency of it. Okay, you have to remember when the Most High, when the Elohim created the heavenly earth, the heavens and earth, when Elohim created the planet Earth, okay, he put man on the planet Earth. All right, the Adamites per se, right? They came forth of the waters, but they were without law. They were in a primitive state, primitive in the sense that the only thing that they had were their impulses and instincts to guide them. All right. Then it tells you that the Most High breathed the breath of life into Adam. All right. What did the Most High breathe the breath of life? What did the Most High breathe into Adam that was called the breath of life? It was the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It was the laws at that time. Okay. And that civilized Adam from his primitive state. Okay. He breathed the breath of life into Adam, and that civilized him. All right. It elevated him. All right. It promoted him from that primitive state, that instinctive lower nature state. All right. Just from the Most High also breathing the breath of life into Adam. All right. And it's speculated that when he breathed the breath of life into Adam, that along with that breath came the Hebrew language. It tells you in Sirach 17 chapter, the Most High imputed into man, all right, 5 senses, in a 6, all right, being understanding. I think it also went into speech. Yeah, it went into speech, all right, to interpret the cogitations. The cogitations are your thoughts, okay? But when the Most High breathed the breath of life into Adam, in a sense, he breathed religion into Adam, all right? That's why I entitled this live stream, Religion and Cultivation, all right? So we were civilized when the Most High breathed the breath of life into Adam, okay? He was given laws. It tells you, let us make man in our image, in our likeness. That was giving him order, okay? Giving him order, all right? So he gave us laws, all right? He gave us speech, all right, to interpret the cogitations, all right? And that speech gave language. And that language was the Hebrew, all right? The language of the heavens, okay? Fast forward, all right, to the Exodus, the exiting of Egypt, all right? When the Most High gave his people the laws through his mediator, Moses, okay? And this is now the same laws written in stone, a contract, a covenant, all right, between the Most High and his people. And those laws that he gave us was our civilization. It was our religion, all right? It was our breath, it was our clothing, it was our wisdom, all right? Literally set in stone, okay? And that was our religion. That was our civilization. That was us being civilized. That was him marrying us and making the marriage official, all right? And I'm saying all that to say that, and this is though they are back in those primitive times before we received order, before we had the breath of life into us, save the hopefully elect. Because it tells, and I am having a bad connection. I believe it's because of the weather. All right. Nonetheless, Babakashadis, bear with me. Okay. But man received the laws, and it promoted us from that primitive state. And then fast forward to the prophecies, the time we are in now, which is prophecy. Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, Revelation, the 11th chapter, around the 8th verse. How the Most High breathed the breath into these dry bones. All right. And that invigorated us, and that put flesh on us, which the flesh is our identity as being his people, also known as the Israelites, Prince of the Most High, Prince of God, Prince of Allah, Yashar Allah. All right. And then that, and what that entails us being cultivated back into our royal lineage. All right. The laws being that guideline. So us being cultivated back into that royal lineage. As the Most High told our forefather, our patriarch Abraham, kings shall come out of thy loins. And there's a long line of kings who descended from Abraham. All right. So, you know, with that, our people, contrary to feminism, contrary to Christianity, especially New Age Christianity, contrary to us being classified as modern and enlightened, all right, contrary to those fallacies, okay, contrary to those fallacies that as time progressed, that we no longer need religion, all right, we need religion, and contrary to us being in an advanced place in society, we've been demoted in a lot of different ways. Even with the advent of tablets, all right, internet, cell phones, it's been said that the reading comprehension is inferior to what it was a generation ago. Because children have access to tablets, they don't really sharpen their mind when it comes to reading. All right. And civilization has less to do with you living in a first world country, and more so to do with you being ruled over your devices. Okay, that's what it really means to be civilized. All right. Ultimately, it goes into the latter end of civilization is being refined and having culture per se, but it's rooted, all right, in first being sovereign, all right, being dominant over your lower devices. All right, now people lack the discipline, the religion, all right, the laws to really elevate us above our lower nature. Hence, nigger culture. What is nigger culture? All right, it's the tradition of being primitive. All right, it's the tradition of having no laws. What is a nigger? It's an Israelite man who has no laws. As brute beast, as the scripture illustrates it. You see? It was King David who said, I was as a beast before thee. Okay? It's everything to do with laws and less to do with being in a first world country. These are lawless heathens in a first world country. The Romans, which are the Edomites, they were lawless heathens, but because the Most High elevated them to run the earth at that time, they were the dominant power structure back then, but they were still lawless, primitive savages who had come to power pursuant to Daniel, the 4th chapter and the 17th verse, when it roughly paraphrases that the Most High, he gives kingdoms to the basis of men. So when Esau came back into power as the Grecians and later as the Romans, all right, this was the fulfillment of the Most High giving these kingdoms to the basis of men. You have to remember, the Grecians and the Romans was the downward regression of the statue that was foretold in the book of Daniel, I believe it's the 2nd chapter, about the statue having a head of gold, all right, the lower parts of iron, but then there was a downward a downward progression per se of bronze, then iron mixed with miry clay. All right. So the Edomites, they were not in rulership, and they would not have been classified as the head of gold, which was the Syrian Babylonian Empire. All right. They would not have been classified as the silver, which is the Persian Empire. No, it was a downward spiral to the bronze, which was the Grecians, and later the iron mixed with miry clay. But these were the same people in which they illustrate the world and world history through their lenses, as portraying themselves to be the founders of civilization. Isn't that something? That the more inferior kingdoms, all right, and to this day we live in their world, but these are the same people who illustrate the world as being civilized by them, and them being the pillars, all right, of civilization. In reality, we push them into the Caucasus Mountains, and we civilize them. All right, we civilize them. All right, we brought them out of that cave primitive state, and we civilized them. The dark nation civilized them. All right. When you think of civilization, when you think of class, you may think of Europe. All right, you may think of that prestige, that prestige, all right, mindset that penetrates Europe, but that was rooted in the house of Israel. An example of that will be the name England, or I'm sorry, the name Anglo-Saxon. Anglo-Saxon. What does Anglo-Saxon mean? Angelic sons of Isaac. Angelic son of Isaac. All right. So to be English, all right, which means to be an Anglo-Saxon, means that you are the descendant of Isaac, which Isaac is a son of who? Abraham. As it was told to Abraham, kings shall come out of thy loins. You see? So you don't have to be a high value man by this world standard to really be cultured, to be civilized. You don't have to be a baddie as a woman to have value. All right. When you are in your role within the world of our religion, our way as a woman, when you are in your role, all right, as a man, when you are subject to the laws of Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, you're more superior than a lawless heathen. You're more superior than a degenerate who brings in more income than you. It tells you better is a poor man with his integrity. All right? All right? Nonetheless, religion is beautiful, man. Specifically, the laws of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. All right, that's our beauty. You understand? Our laws is our beauty. A lot of women, all right, have a mindset, because I have sisters. They say that their face is like a canvas, is like an empty canvas, and makeup is like their paint. They get to paint themselves, to beautify themselves. You know, this is their interpretation of beauty. But women look at themselves often as, you know, a canvas that's waiting to be beautified through their enhancements, so to speak, especially in this day and age, right? Well, the laws, that was our beauty, all right? That was our beauty. It tells you in Jeremiah 6:2, I have likened Israel to a comely and delicate woman. So our laws, which is our wisdom, all right, that was our elegant apparel, okay, that beautified us amongst the nations, okay, and made us the Judith amongst the different nations, made us the Susanna amongst the different nations, all right. Our beauty was our wisdom. Our wisdom was within our laws. King Solomon was like an ambassador of our wisdom. He was the poster child of our laws. And it makes sense because who was King Solomon? It's Yahushua. And his influence, all right, is still felt in the earth today. A lot of quotes, a lot of proverbs, all right, from heathen, all right, such as Ammon, all right, or even Edomites, all right. You'll realize those quotes and those proverbs are really rooted, all right, in King Solomon's wisdom or our ancient forefathers, all right. That's the reality of us having an influence in the earth 3,000 years ago. Okay? Because 3,000 years ago, we were on top. Roughly, this is the time of King David and King Solomon. And this was our pinnacle, all right, within existence on the planet Earth. All right? This is our pinnacle as a nation within the planet Earth. This was when we were in order and we had our makeup on, so to speak, our beauty on, our fine linen on, okay? As the woman of Yahweh, as the wife of Yahweh, as the ambassador, as the first lady of Yahweh, all right? You see? Our religion, the law, statutes, and commandments was our fine garments. And ultimately, the thing that gave us our beauty back was Yahushua. All right? Yahushua is who rescued us from this lower state. All right? Because now the laws itself won't save us. It's Yahushua. The laws itself back then didn't save us. All right? Because we were imputed to imperfection. We were imputed with a stony heart and not a fleshly heart. So we couldn't fully receive the laws, statutes, and commandments. Because the Most High, because of his storyline within the story of us on the earth, part of the storyline, part of his script was for us to get it wrong the first time and not get it right the first time. Just so we can go into captivity and learn from our lessons, learn from our mistakes, and repent and go back to the Most High and ultimately become his wife again in the kingdom and be the beauty of nations again in the kingdom. Okay? But if you look at the state of our people, the men, the women, our people need Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, and they need his clothing. They need his religion, because without his clothing, we're walking in this earth full of shame. We're slut walking in the earth right now. All right? This degenerate culture. We have a degenerate culture. And Esau influenced our people to think that it was more acceptable to be degenerates than to be culture in our laws. Yet, he condescends to us from a place of being culture and looks down on us. You see? He influenced us through our culture, through our music, to be degenerates. And what does the word degenerate means? D means away, or depart. Generate goes back to gene. All right? Departing from your genes, departing from your ancestral standard, departing from your laws, which civilized you and cultured you and cultivated you. All right? Now the heathen look down on us as though they are superior than us. Because if someone has laws and the other one doesn't, then the one who does not have the laws are inferior to the one who does have laws. All right? That's why when Esau came to the Americas, all right, really when he colonized the world, all right, his propaganda that he pushed was that these people have no laws. Whether it was the Hamites in Africa, all right, whether it was the Northern Kingdom in the Americas, the propaganda that he pushed was these people have no laws. And to a certain degree, he was right, because a lot of us, by that time the conquistadors arrived, we were lawless. But a lot of us did have laws, but nonetheless, this is part of our punishment, was to be conquered by Esau Edom. This is part of prophecy. Okay? Nonetheless, once again, the point was his propaganda was justified. He justified his treacherous acts by saying that these people are savages. So any real scholar will tell you, any real scholar will tell you that it's religion that makes you civilized. All right. And we were civilized when we were closer to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. It only makes sense. The closer you are to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the more you're going to resemble his image, his likeness. The farther you are from Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the more you're going to degrade into your lower nature, your instincts. And that's what's going on now. We've been so far estranged from Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and his laws, all right, that we can't help but to revert back to our lower devices, also known as living after the flesh, also known as being in a dry state, in a dead state, being dry bones, all right, also known as being lost sheep, okay? All right, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a park, and then I'm going to look over some of the scriptures and I'm going to close it down, but this is the conclusion of the lesson, okay? But religion, all right, our religion, which the laws, all right, are the embodiment of our religion, all right, but that's our clothing. That's our fine linens, our fine garments, which beautify us amongst the nations, all right? It tells you in the book of Sirach that a whore envies a virtuous woman. What makes us the virtuous woman, all right? Our obedience, our connection to the Most High through his laws, all right? Who's the whore that envies us? The other nations. All right, Baruch. Actually, it is Barak, but we'll just say Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh and the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. And you have something called generational wealth. And financial gurus who push generational wealth tell you that to have generational wealth, you have to pass down a system to your offspring. This is a system, all right, that allows your descendants to inherit the wealth that you have. Well, the laws is a system. These are systems that you're passing down to your descendants that we were instructed to pass down to our descendants. All right, anointing refreshings, Baruch 4:2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Yeah, being illuminated is also being enlightened, and that's what makes you civilized. All right. Deuteronomy 6:25, and this should be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh, our power, as he hath commanded us. Deuteronomy 32:21, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. Okay, the water for the scriptures, Akim. All right, and I hope you brothers and sisters I hope you're covered in your journey today, covered by Yahweh Bashim Shai. Hope you brothers and sisters were edified. All right. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bahasham Chakudash, double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, come here, Shalom.